Well, I thought I'd come back down here and talk about some things about living off grid, specifically electric off grid electric, and just different things that you run into living off grid. They're not serious, and I don't want anybody to think I'm complaining in this video, because I'm sure somebody's going to say, well, you have the advantages of it. I get all the advantages, but it's hard to sit here and talk about how great it is if I'm constantly, I don't know, gaslighting, but it's not the right word, that everything's always great when there are things that aren't always great. So just trying to give you the flip side. And you're just not allowed to do that on YouTube according to the viewers. Everything has to be perfect, unless of course you're fear-mongering, and then it's okay. Then you can just, the whole world is falling apart. So real quick, I wanted to give you an update on this generator. I love the generator a lot, but it does have a flaw. I would imagine that there's something wrong with the choke. Maybe it's got too many holes in the flapper of the choke or something. I can look at it, maybe fix it, I don't know. But for the last 2 days, it's been in the 20s, 20 degrees when I started it in the morning. And it took 6 pulls with choke on to get it to start. So, not that that's a serious issue. It's not. It's just something to be aware of. That last generator I had, that little Power Smart, first pull every time for the last 3 years. First pull, never had a problem with it. I can still start it on 1 pull. So the other thing is I've considered, I don't know how important it is, putting 5W30 in it instead of 10W30. 10W30 gets you down to about 0 degrees. That 10 is the one that you need to worry about, 10. So 10W, that means 10 winter. And that gets you down to 0 degrees. But there are times that we do, sometimes, for a week or two, get below 0. And I don't know how big of an effect it has getting a few degrees below 0 on this thing. I noticed the gas is making it change color. Oh no, that's just, never mind, you can wipe that off. So, you get down to, let's say, -8. That's 8 degrees below the temperature that the 10W is allowed to handle. So going down to 5. And the only reason I've been bringing this up to the surface of my head is it is hard to start. It's hard to pull, harder to pull, because of the cold temperatures. Of course, that immediately triggers me, okay, we're not hurting it, are we? I do want to try harder to make sure it is well lubricated this time, since the Power Smart did end up wearing out the rings. At least that's my pretty good assumption, is what has happened. Maybe the oil changes weren't enough. One of the things I think the problem the Power Smart had was it didn't hold a lot of oil. Hold very little oil. So maybe the oil parts per million accumulated faster, since there was such little amount of oil in it to begin with. So just things I'm trying to figure out. The thing is, if I go buy 5W30, that will be an oil that I don't use on anything else except this, whereas 10W30 I use on everything. So it would just be another jug I got to keep around. Might be something I do. Maybe I'll just get a couple quarts and I can leave it right here. I don't know. But, so it is harder to start, and in the cold weather. Again, not sure that's a big problem. I might look at it. I might tear it apart sometime. Next time I do the oil change or something, open it up and see if the carburetor can be slightly adjusted or something. I would imagine it's not going to be easy. That's why I'm not just jumping into it, because I think the air filter has to come off, and just to see it, and I don't want to really do that unless I absolutely have to. Now, another thing that I'd like to point out is solar panels. So one of the most dreadful things I have to do living off grid is bringing the water filters in and out. So when I fill the tank, the water comes from the well through 2 filters, house filters, and into the IBC tank. Now, Carolyn has said many times that we don't need those filters, that she'd be fine without it. Me, on the other hand, I want to keep it in there because it can't, like I've said many times, it's an old well and it's not deep enough for the pump that we are using. You know, we should be using an above ground pump, and we're using a submersible pump. And if you drain the well too low, it starts to pick up sediment from the bottom of the well. So since the pump can pump water faster than the recovery rate of the well, it's easy to make a mistake and pump the water out too fast, and you start picking up sediment. So I prefer, even though Carolyn has said it's not a big deal, to filter the water. That way, if I make a mistake, the filters will catch a lot of that sediment before it goes into the tank. Because what happens is then the tank bottom starts to fill up with sediment. And I can already see it. I mean, there is sediment at the bottom of the tank. It's not a big deal. Eventually, if it goes too long, the sediment will go above the drain hole, and you know, we'll have that constant flow of sediment maybe coming out into the house, and I don't want that to happen. So that means I would have to tear the tank apart and clean it. I know somebody's going to say, well, what's the big deal about that? It would be a big deal. That would be a pretty big task. Plus, you got to refill it. So, you know, refilling it would be a monster chore on solar panels. You wouldn't be able to do it all in one day. So then you're running it on the generators, which would be okay, but you got to remember, you can only fill it up so much before you got to shut it off and let that well fill back up. So it's just, I would prefer not to have to do it if I don't have to. That's why I have the filters. Well, in the wintertime, you got to take the filters in the house. Now, I know somebody's going to come up with some miraculous solution as to how I can keep the filters from freezing. And somebody's probably going to say, well, just put the filters inside the box where the tank resides. Okay, I could do that. It'd be okay. But now I got to tear the box open every time I want to change filters. And, you know, there's always a trade-off. Always. There's just always a trade-off. You got to do something to do something to do something. The other thing is that the box is not completely free from freezing. It can freeze. We've seen it happen. Not the tank, but the plumbing. So now we're going to have these filters freezing and breaking, which I definitely don't want to do. So it's just easier to take the assembly apart before a freeze comes, take the filters off, and take them in the house. Let them stay warm, and then when I'm ready to fill the tank again, I can bring the filters back up, hook everything back up, fill the water. It's not a perfect solution. Completely agree, and I'm sure somebody's going to tell me how I can make it a perfect solution and exclude the 5 or 10 things that doesn't make it perfect. Because that's what always happens. Somebody comes up with a solution and it's not perfect. I've had one person say, well, just bury them. Great. Now I got to dig it up every time I need to change filters. And so, no, there's no perfect solution. I don't think there's a perfect solution. Not with the system I have, not with the setup I have. I mean, if I wanted to spend thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars, like some of the commenters think I should, yeah, I'd probably come up with a pretty solid solution. Maybe just box in the whole thing and heat it off 1 billion solar panels. So, or just build a bigger house, you know, or just hook up to the grid. You know, there's a lot of things you could do, but for an inexpensive method, this works great with some minor inconveniences during the winter. So as a result, you try to plan everything out. So the last 3 days, it's been pretty cold, and I didn't want to keep bringing those filters in and out. So I knew that today's forecast was going to be sunny. So I thought, well, I'll just wait until the day. It's going to be a little bit low. The tank would be a little bit low, but I can wait till the day, and I can fill it, you know, 2 or 3 times until it is completely filled. Well, solar panels. Now, the thing about solar panels and running that well, it is vital that you do it early in the morning. As soon as the sun starts to hit the solar panels, you know, coming over the trees, it's vital that you start filling the well, because the well uses so much electricity that it needs time to recharge the batteries. Because the solar panels will keep up, but it also takes some, well, mostly keep up, but it does take some from the batteries also. So you need time. Well, during the winter, the days are shorter. And we're getting shorter every day until, what, winter hits, I guess. So if I wait too long in the day, then I'm going to have to run the generator at night to make up for what I lost because I filled the well too late in the day. So that means you got to also rely on your weather apps. And I'm telling you, that is the failure of the whole off-grid system. It is the complete failure, is the weather apps. You cannot trust them. I've got 3. 1 on Carolyn's phone and 2 on mine. All different. They're all different. And just the other day, for example, I had 2 apps that agreed. Whatever it was. I don't remember. Cold. I don't remember. Rain. Maybe it was rain. They both agreed it was going to rain. Let's just say that's what it was going to be. And my app, the one of my apps said it was going to be sunny. So I assumed, hey, I'm going to go with the 2. The 2 apps said it was going to rain. Well, it didn't. It was sunny. So, you know, you can't even trust the apps if they don't agree with each other. I mean, what do you do? So, for several days now, it's been cold. And today, they said it was going to be sunny all day long. I woke up this morning and checked just to make sure that they hadn't changed the forecast. It was supposed to be sunny all day. I said to myself, great, it's going to be above freezing. I can take the filters outside, and I can fill the tank. From the last few days, it's been too cold that I've been or at least dreading hooking those filters back up. Now, you could say, well, you should have just filled it up every day, and that's fine. I mean, you know, somebody's going to say something just to be sure that they get under my skin. So, got up this morning, checked the app, came down here, ran the generator for an hour because we're not keeping, how do I put this? The freezer is running in excess because we went shopping, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, I've talked to you about that before. It's not entirely the case, but I don't want to get too deep in that subject. So I've been running the generator about an hour in the morning. And I thought, well, I'm going to shut it off because we're going to have sun later, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock. And I'll fill the tanks up. Well, it was cloudy. And it has been completely cloudy. Now, I could have just continued to run the generator and fill the tanks with the generator. But I didn't know that because, or I didn't do that because I thought it was going to be sunny. So finally, at noon, the sun comes up. And it's a beautiful day. Although all the apps agreed it was going to be sunny today, it wasn't. It wasn't sunny until noon. So, what do? I could run the generator and fill the well, but I don't want to run the generator unless I absolutely have to. So, that means I didn't get to fill the tanks today like I had hoped. So that means tomorrow, I'm going to have to run the well even longer, and I may not get it full. I may have to end up running the generator anyways, just because of the app. So, just be aware. That can be a few of the frustrating things that happen. And like I said, the primary problem is the weather apps. It is the biggest problem of them all. You know, it would be nice to have a job where you didn't have to be accurate at anything, ever. I mean, I don't even understand it. How can scientists tell me that they know everything there is to know about the next 50 years' weather patterns? But you can't get 3 apps to agree on whether it's going to be sunny or cloudy in 2 or 3 hours. Because I looked this morning. Well, I woke up a little bit late. I woke up at 4:57. Usually I get up at 4:30. And some reason my alarm didn't go off. So I woke up at 4:57 and I immediately checked the weather app. One of them. And it said it was going to be sunny. Well, when it wasn't sunny, I went ahead and checked the other 2 apps, and they all said sunny. I mean, how can an app say it's sunny when it's not? And I even went out and told Carolyn and said, well, how come the weather app can't just go outside and look up in the sky and see that it's just full of clouds? So if you click this up next box, take you to a video over my other channel. Lord, appreciate it if you go check it out. So if I can inspire you, don't trust those apps so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.